The STEM Society.
What's going on, people? It's me, Cole Jackson, and I am back with some extra content, new content. Here we go. I am doing a reaction video to B.Dot's top 10 rappers so far list of 2024. And very interesting. I've seen it. I wanted to react to it. I actually wanted to give you guys my personal list of the top 10 rappers so far. So here's I'm gonna put up a picture right here of what B.Dot has as far as his top 10 rappers of 2024 so far. Let's go down the list really quick. Glorilla at number 10, number 9, Key Glock, number 8, Schoolboy Q, number 7, Benny the Butcher, number 6, Lil Wayne, number 5, Jid, number 4, J. Cole, number 3, Future, number 2, Drake, and number 1, Kendrick Lamar. I think he did a pretty good job of the rappers that are on there so far. I think it's a lot of discourse right now as far as like people talking about the list. People, every time B.Dot drops a list, people are going crazy. They always go back and forth about it. And I just thought maybe I would just go ahead and give you my my reaction to this. So first and foremost, let me get this out of the way because I know a lot of people are going to say, you got to put him on here. You got to put him on here. Can't. Vince Staples did not make my list because the album's too new. I'm sorry. He just dropped this album maybe 2-3 weeks ago. Even if I was feeling the album like that, his new album, I still couldn't put it on the list. It just wouldn't make a lot of sense for me to put him on the list when the album is so fucking new. So I decided to just leave him off. I don't want to be a prisoner of the moment, so I just did not want to put him on the list. I'm still listening to that album. If you've watched the show, if you watched the show where I actually gave a critique on the album, I told you I just didn't like it. At that time, it just wasn't what I wanted to hear, and it's growing on me. I take time out to try to listen to a couple of songs off there every now and again, but it's still not something that I was feeling. Nothing against Vince Staples, but I just couldn't put him on the list, and I just didn't want to be prisoner of the moment. So let's get into my top 10 with the number 10 rapper, Benny the Butcher. So Benny is number 10 on this list just for the simple fact that his album is still really good, but it's slowly creeping out of rotation for me. It just sounds too commercial. I can't deal with Benny the Butcher having a Def Jam album. Like, I was all for it at first, and I know rappers got to change their sound up, but honestly, man, Benny is just gotten to the point where, especially on this album, it don't do it for me. Like, when you go back and listen to old Benny, old Griselda, it feels way better than what this is. Like, it just feels so commercial. I still like the LeBron and the Big Dogs records off that album, but it ain't doing it for me. And I cannot put him any higher than 10. And I'll be honest with you, as the years go along, and if he don't put out nothing new, he's probably going to fall out of my top 10 rappers of this year. So with that being said, let's go with number 9. My number 9 is Key Glock. If you haven't heard Q Dogs, Fuck Around and Find Out, and The Greatest, these are like songs that he has dropped this year, and he has been rapping his ass off, and nobody's been talking about it. He has been on a run since he dropped Glaucoma 2 last year. Like, Key Glock has been putting up consistent numbers as far as like rapping, as far as like features. Things that he has been doing this year has been very consistent, and I can't take that away from him. And I don't know why people don't think that he's one of the best out here right now. He has been rapping at a high clip. He has been putting out great work. You know what I'm saying? So I had to put him at number 9. It just made a lot of sense, especially on the run that he's been on as far as like music is concerned. As far as like Glaucoma 2 is still one of my favorite albums. I go back to it. But the singles he's put out this year, they've been great. So I have to give him put him in a spot on the list for consistency's sake alone. And he's just been doing it. So number 8 is Rapsody. And I know she didn't end up on B.Dot's list. She's on my list because I think Please Don't Cry is one of those albums where You can't put something like that out and not be one of the best out. There's a big difference. I know Sexy Red is everywhere. I know Meg is everywhere. I know Cardi B is everywhere. But Rapsody, as far as like rapping, as far as like actually lyrics, actually putting out a body of work, she deserves to be one of the top 10 this year. I think that Please Don't Cry is one of those albums where you can't put out an album like that without rapping at that level. You can't put an album out like that without actually making people feel something. I think one of the biggest things that we don't think about when it comes to rappers is rappers actually making us feel something, actually giving us some type of an energy, no matter if it's something that's up or something that's down. And she did it. She did that on this album. Some people may call the album boring. Some people might not see the replayability in this album. I think there are times when artists have to put these types of works out, especially at what place she is in her career. She had to put something like this out. And I think it fits perfectly with her discography. I think it's great to have something like this in her catalog. And I really feel like she'll come back with something else on another level after this. But as far as like rapping is concerned and rappers, Rapsody she killed it. She killed it. Again, go listen to the song with her and Lil Wayne. Her and Lil Wayne hung with Lil Wayne, bro. Get out of here. I don't even want to hear that shit. She deserves to be on a top 10 list this year. Number 7, J. Cole, Jermaine Cole. Might Delete Later is one of my favorite projects this year. I've gone back to that album several times. But it's the features this year with J. Cole that's been hit and miss for me. Like when he did that Grippy song, that shit was trash. It was terrible. I'm 10 toes down on that shit. That shit was garbage, nigga. That shit was horrible. But when I think about the feature that he did on the Tim's album, I think he picked himself up. And again, I'll say this. I've been saying it all year. It is in my best songs of the year list. Pie is one of the best fucking songs this year. I'm going to scream it out loud as much as possible. Pie is one of the best songs. And when it comes to pure rap and entendres and niggas throwing fucking triple and quadruple entendres on top of shit, that's one of the best albums. That's one of the best songs of this year. J. Cole rapped his ass off on that. As far as the whole project, I think he did a great job. Now, yeah, he lost some points by apologizing and stepping back. But hindsight, he probably did one of the more smarter things out of any artist. So I think we should give him some grace, which I think a lot of people have. But like, shit, man. Might Delete Later is a great project. Go back and listen to it if you haven't, because it's solid as fuck. The features just fuck me up. Like, he's been on a roller coaster this year. And because of the features, it makes me feel like the fall off might not be as good as I originally thought it would be. We'll see, because it's gonna drop this year. When, we don't know, but I put him at number 7 because it just seemed like the right place. I think he's higher on B.Dot's list. I can't put him as high as B.Dot did because the features just wasn't doing it for me. It just wasn't. My number 6, Lil Wayne. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on Lil Wayne. I can't stroke this man's ego more than it's already been stroked. I think Lil Wayne is a solid number 6 just for the simple fact that he's gotten great features. He's a legend. Wayne always knows the assignment. He always does what he's supposed to do on every song that he's been on. I don't have any gripes with anything that he's put out. I don't. All of the features that he's done this year have been very solid. He's done what he's always been doing, which is rap. So I'm not spending a lot of time on Lil Wayne. He deserves the 6th spot. Number 5, top 5 right now. I got to give it to Jid. He's only had one bad feature this year, and that's the Bia song. But other than that, the lyrical Lemonade feature was heat. The song on Mac and Cheese 5 was heat. He had a feature with Lil Harold, which is another one that is fire. Like, Jid has been on a little bit of a run this year. I think every feature that he's been on, except for the B one, he knew the assignment. He fucking made an A+, and he killed every single one of those. And if the album, he said he turned in the album, and if the album drops this year, I think we're gonna have one of those debates where it's gonna be a top 5 album. Go back and listen to the Forever Story, one of the best albums that came out that year. He has the potential of having a top 5 album just off of what he's put out as far as features alone. I think Jid is going to kill it this year. Now, I don't know. How can I put it? I don't know how he's going to fare against any of the big dogs that might come out, because Kendrick and J. Cole may drop this year too. And I think Drake might put out something too. But I feel like he's had a strong enough run this year with a one miss that he should be in the top 5. If you don't believe me, go back and listen to the feature on Lyrical Lemonade alone. That feature alone should say, yeah, he's rapping at a high level. So yeah, at my number 5, it's Jid. Number 4. My number 4 is Schoolboy Q. I think Blue Lips, I'm going to go ahead and say it. Blue Lips is album of the year. Right now, as of right now, and I've been scared to say it. I haven't really said it to anybody. I'm saying it now. Fuck it. Blue Lips is album of the year. I don't know what else is I don't know what else is going up against it. Some people think it's the Benny album. A lot of people feel like We Don't Trust You might be album of the year. I personally feel like some people think the Vince Staples album is album of the year. I personally feel like Blue Lips is the best album that dropped this year. I think Schoolboy Q has put out his best work out of a fucking great catalog, and he deserves to have album of the year. Replayability, I said it before, replayability, thinking outside of the box when it came to the concept of the album, and the rapping. Schoolboy Q is getting down on this shit, and he's killing everything. Every song he's killing on there. So I don't think it's wrong to put Schoolboy Q at number 4. And the only reason why he's at number 4 because the top 3 niggas that I got on here is just doing it at a higher clip. But number 4 for me has got to be Schoolboy Q, and I'm calling it now. Blue Lips is going to be album of the year. Number 3, Drake. Say what you want to about him losing the battle. Drake was rapping for his life. Drake was put in a corner, and he did exactly what he was supposed to do. He was supposed to rap his way out of it. Now, did he win the battle? No. Did he kind of fizzle out towards the end? Well, yeah, he did fizzle out towards the end. I get that. But at the end of the day, some of those, go back and listen to Family Matters, bro. Please go back and listen to Family Matters. Please go back and listen to Family Matters. That nigga gave us like 3 different styles. Hell, damn near every song that he put out against Kendrick, he put out different rap styles. Not a lot of niggas can do that. And Drake did that. I feel like Drake deserves a little bit more credit for holding his own in this battle, even though Kendrick won it. I feel like Drake deserves way more credit than what people are giving him. The Push-Ups album, the Push-Ups record, yes, it was good. The fucking Family Matters album, I don't give a fuck what nobody says. That's one of his better songs, bro. Like, you niggas are so caught up in who won and lost that y'all not even going back and listening to the the last verse. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I think Drake is getting, I know it's a I hate Drake summer so far, but go back and listen to these tracks that he put out against Kendrick, and you tell me if he wasn't rapping like the fucking rent was due. He was putting on he was rapping for his life, and you can tell on all of those records. So I had to put Drake at number 3. You're gonna have to respect it, man. He held his own against K.Dot. Even on the Heart Part 6, it did not have energy, but he still rapped He rapped his ass off. You got to give a man a credit. You got to give him credit. You got to. Number 2, Future. 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 This is his fucking year. He has 2 great albums. We Don't Trust You, We Still Don't Trust You. Every feature this man has been on, he has destroyed it. From Giving Chanel with Meek Mill, he has a feature on Don Toliver's album that he fucking destroyed. Wait a minute, let me check. The Purple Rain song on Don Toliver's album is fucking fire. He did a fucking feature on Yeat's album called Stand On It where he completely cleared the fucking paint out. Future, I've been saying it all fucking year, and I'm gonna keep saying it. Future is having a hell of a fucking year. If it wasn't for the nigga that's at number 1 right now, he would be the number 1 artist. Future is killing shit, and I can't even, you can't deny it. You can't. We Don't Trust You is way bigger than Like That. There's several songs on there that are amazing, and he is killing that shit. We Still Don't Trust You. R&B Future. People love R&B Future. Killing shit on there too. Anything that this man has been on, he has fucking destroyed. He deserves to be at the number 2 spot. I think Dot put him at number 3. That's bullshit. He is number 2. He's having a hell of a year. I don't remember the last time when Future had a year like this. Probably when he put out I Don't Like You, I Still Don't Like You, or whatever the name of the album was, and that Tim song was all over the place. He was having a hell of a year then, but this year, without any doubt in my mind, Future is having a hell of a year. He deserves to be number 2. Number 1, I think it's the obvious. Dot had it number 1. I have to put him at number 1 also. Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick, you cannot go anywhere without hearing Kendrick Lamar's music. He's everywhere. I had to go run some errands today. I literally heard 3 cars play. Well, I heard 3 cars playing Kendrick Lamar song. 2 of them cars were playing Like That, and I heard another car play Not Like Us. Kendrick Lamar has put out some great fucking music. And it was in the middle of a beef. Think about that for a second. How many niggas you know have put out consistent fire songs in a beef? A beef. These are fucking these are beef songs that this nigga put out. And he has consistently killed every single one of those songs. He Like That. 616 in LA, Meet the Grams is fire. I don't give a fuck what none of y'all say. Meet the Grams is fire. Not Like Us is fire. Euphoria is fire. This nigga has dropped an EP worth of fucking music, and all of it is good. All of it is good. He completely destroyed Drake, and at the same time gave us a song of the summer. You can't tell me Like That is not song of the summer. You cannot tell me that it's not being played everywhere you go. The only other song that's being played as much is Tommy Richmond, $1 Million Baby. But other than that, it's Kendrick. Kendrick has completely dominated this year by just making an EP's worth of diss tracks. Think about that for a second. There's not a lot of artists that can make an EP's worth of diss tracks and have everybody playing them. I'm just saying. He has dismantled Drake. He has taken Drake down, which I don't know if that should be a part of why he's number 1. He's my number 1 because I hear him everywhere, and I play at least one of those diss songs once a day. Replayability is out the door. He's about to actually have he's about to do a show for Juneteenth, Kendrick and Friends. I have to put him at number 1 because he has completely killed everything this year. He's killed it. He's killed it. If he drops an album, I wouldn't be mad at it. And if we get an announcement of an album on Juneteenth for the Ken and Friends show that's happening this week, I'm going to buy it just off of what he's dropped in diss songs alone. I'm going to buy it. I'm going to buy it, so it doesn't even matter. So that's it. That's my reaction video to B.Dot's top rappers of 2024 so far. I just wanted to give you guys some extra content, put some stuff out. I'll still be dropping the show on Wednesday, but tell me what you think. Who are your top 10 rappers? Tell me in the comments. Who are your top 10 rappers so far in 2024? And I would love to see that, and I would actually love to post some of them on this week's episode. So let me know in the comments, and I'll catch you guys on Wednesday. Peace out.
Thank you for joining the STEM Society.